Yes. Come on, people. Let's do this. Come on, let's go, people. I tell you, it is what it is. I don't care anymore. I'm a Manchester United fan. But right now, I don't care. Oh my goodness, where's my face? It's my face, people. I tell you, it is what it is. And when it rains, it pours heavily. Instead of Ten HAG being sacked, he has been packed this morning. I said, what the hell is going on? This country is like dog. And it's I tell you, many arguments out there. This is English Premier League. Fantastic league. Beautiful league. That we have so many twists and turns over the weekend. And tonight we're going to be doing the team of the week. We are going to mention some players that actually contributed well in their respective club. Arsenal are flying. So many things happening. Man City will draw, lose 2 points, and so many twists and turns in this game. I'm not always here, people. You know, I'm always with my main man, Jeffers. Jeffers to the core is an Arsenal fan. He loves Arsenal die. I tell you, he's happy. Arsenal are on top of the world right now. Let me quickly show you the league. We are going to talk about the league. It's crazy right now, and it's massive day. Game 6. That's the league for you. Liverpool with 15 points, standing it back there, and also Man City 14 points. Arsenal in third, sharing the same point with Man City. Look at Chelsea. They're also flying. What a game! What a game! What a man! Also, we are going to talk about that man. You know I'm talking about that guy that always do like this. I don't know what's the meaning of that. It's too cold, Cole Palmer. I know. Aston Villa as well too, 10 points. These people are flying. But where's Manchester United? The next page. Oh my days. People, smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are watching this for the first time. Jeffers, are you ready for me, Jeffers? I know you are happy, but calm down on Manchester United. Before I welcome you, Jeffers, behave yourself. You're alive.
I really feel bad considering the fact that I live in a household filled up with United fans, so I feel the pain as well too. And you know, we're kind of used to the rivalry between United and Arsenal, and all of a sudden it seems there's no rivalry at the moment. So it kind of hurts when you look at the fact that you're now having new people to contest with. But the thing is, we have to just say it as it is. Personally, I said if Ten HAG is allowed to stay beyond October, it might be disastrous. We are already in October.
Try.
They have to make that decision as soon as possible because it's not looking good at all, honestly.
I tell you. All right, welcome to the show. We got to talk about the review of the game played over the weekend. Look at this game, 1-1. Can you imagine? Are we seeing this guy in the injury of Rodri working this situation?
We predicted this game, honestly.
Yeah.
We predicted it. Yeah, we actually called that this was going to be a very tough one, and in all honesty, it played out. You see, I've always had this concern with Erling Haaland. Haaland is a fantastic striker, definitely. Yes, he knows how to deliver when it comes to getting goals. But one thing that has been consistent with him is this: if he comes up against a defender who decides to go for him directly with all the tackles, the touches, and making sure he doesn't have complete control of the ball, he gets lost. And this again was what happened because Fabian Schär and his partner actually took their time to actually get him out of the zone, and he did it successfully. One thing with City in this game was this: we always like to talk about Rodri's importance in that game because of the fact that Rodri shields that defense line. It therefore makes it difficult for you to have access to City's defense, which in all honesty is their weak point. And once again, in his absence this time, Newcastle they had more or less a controlled partner in that game. We saw more of Bruno Guimaraes, who basically has been absent in some previous games. And we also saw more of Anthony Gordon as well too, considering the fact that this Newcastle side were without a striker in this game.
Yeah.
There was no Callum Wilson, there was no Alexander Isak. So they had to go with Gordon playing a false nine, and he actually gave as good as he got. No surprises. It only had to take a penalty to actually get Newcastle back into the game, and No surprises they did. Funny enough, that Man City's goal was actually given to them by a defender, and I think it's criminal to realize the fact that people don't realize the fact that you shouldn't be giving Vardy that kind of space in the 18 yard. It was as in the finish was top class. He just took the defender out with one move, and that was it. He was free. So I think the game, fair result. Although City will feel like it was 2 points drop because I think they were in command of this game until Newcastle got that penalty and they got back in. In fact, City had more chances compared to Newcastle. I feel it looks like 2 points dropped for them. But anyway, these are some of the effects of having your key players missing out of this game. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to this one, and that's the Gordon's penalty. It's a victory for they denied Man City victory yesterday.
Yeah,
that was a
definitely.
beautiful,
Sure.
beautiful penalty.
Yeah, very beautiful penalty. Yes.
Yeah, and moving on to Arsenal, because at a point I thought it was going to be a draw. So the
We all
last
did. We all did.
it was like that's how it's going to end. No doubt about it.
But
But
the thing is this.
it was like a draw written all over the game.
You know,
because from 2-0 behind, I mean
2-0 up, yeah.
Up, and before
and then all of a sudden, Leicester had two chances and they scored. They were down, exactly. I watched this game. I watched the game. I saw the first half. I saw the performance of Arsenal in the first half. Actually, they did give a good account. And no surprises. Martinelli, we've always been saying it, that basically Martinelli, what he needs right now, it's just a goal. And good enough, he actually got that goal. He got the goal, and he also got 2 assists actually to actually.
Yeah, 2 assists.
He's not even in my team of the week. That's how bad it was. That's how competitive the team was. That it's not even on my team of the week. Yes, he's not on the list. But anyway, I will give my reasons why when that time comes. The thing is, they gave a good performance first half, 2-0 up, good performance. Went into the break, 2 goals ahead. But the second half, I think the second half basically came down to one player, Wilfred Ndidi. I don't know how much you're going to say this, but the thing is, why we keep on using that guy as a 6 in the national team still baffles me, because with performances like this, you know that definitely Wilfred is basically the soul of the midfield. So why are you playing him in defense? The first goal, a free kick from him, which James Justin met, but the deflection from Havertz meant that there was nothing Raya could do about it. And the second goal, the pull out again from Wilfred. And you could see that volley. That volley was world class. There's no way I could put it. It was world class. At that point, it was like, okay, all right, no one expected this. Basically, a team who has been performing well, all of a sudden, are conceding 2 goals. But the thing is this, Arsenal always have, I'll be honest with you, I think the man of the match for me in that game, with no argument, was Emerson, Leicester City's goalkeeper. 13 saves. That's the highest we've had in a Premier League fixture ever. It hasn't come close to it. Those saves were what made that game stay at 2-2 at that point, because the truth was, if not for those saves, Arsenal would have run riot on them, because Arsenal had chances upon chances upon chances. They were direct and they were precisely at him. But his saves were what actually kept Leicester in that game. But when it got to added time, we've always said this thing and we keep on saying it. If there's one thing you do not want to do in that kind of tension-soaked game, is to give Arsenal set pieces. When that set piece was about to come, I was just telling the person I was watching the game, I said, Arsenal will score, because this is basically what they thrive in. And if you notice one thing, normally your set pieces will come directly into the 18. But Bukayo Saka this time went outside, and Trossard was waiting, unmarked. That is one thing you do not do. Then, at that point, you already knew that, okay, Leicester were down. There was nothing that was going to happen. But next thing was, you gave Arsenal the space. That space is exactly what they needed. And Kai Havertz was actually, in fact, when the ball was ruled offside, Havertz just pointed. Someone was like saying, now Havertz is doing exactly what the referee is meant to do. Teach you how to do the game. Teach you how to officiate the game. Because if you look at that ball, it wasn't off. The ball deflected to him. that automatically rules him on side. And that was what made the goal stand. So, well, tough one, but the thing is, you never say never until the full-time whistle is blown, and definitely that was what Arsenal needed to actually take it through.
Absolutely.
So, good results for them. Leicester, hard luck,
love that
but
spirit.
it had to happen that way. Yeah,
I
it
love
had to
that
happen
spirit
that way.
I love that spirit from Arsenal. What they are displaying, compared to some other. I mean, back in those days, the seasons be.
Whereby if Arsenal concede, they're already down. That is it. But this time, I think it's one thing that Arteta has brought that thing to the team, basically, whereby if they concede, as long as the final whistle is not done, they are going out for it. Definitely.
Yeah.
They will go out.
I like that. I like that. Let's move on to this one, quick one. The match ended 1-1. I think you said that too. That's going to be.
We also predicted this was going to be a draw, and no surprises again. I think at this point, Julian Lopetegui is facing the firing squad. No arguments about it. Because the thing is this. Let's look at West Ham's performance this season. West Ham have won only one match.
Yeah, like Man U.
With the caliber of players that they have, you shouldn't be expecting this kind of performance from West Ham. In all honesty, it's not looking good at all. Yeah. You're looking at the Brentford side that basically, if you can beat that defense, like Mark Flecken, you can easily go through him. Definitely. The midfield is not exactly as strong as it used to be. And look at the attack. There is no remind me again.
The midfield.
The attacker. The striker himself. Yeah. He is not there. He's absent. Ivan Toney, yes. There is no Toney. And the replacement you got for Toney is also injured. That's Igor. Igor is also injured. He's not going to be back until maybe February or March.
Can you imagine?
Wista also picked up a knock in the last game. So basically, you have only Mbeumo in that field. And Mbeumo is not even a striker. It's more or less like a midfielder. And yet, what happens? They score you first. I think we need to start to ask, is it a case of the fact that West Ham's defense is bad enough, or is it a case of the fact that Lopetegui still hasn't picked a perfect combination in that central defense? Because if you're struggling to get results against sides on your level, then imagine what is going to happen when you face the big sides. We saw it against we saw them against Chelsea. Chelsea blew them apart in the first half. They blew them apart in the first half. We saw it against Man City. City also blew them apart. If this is where you keep on giving performances like this against the top sides, and you're also struggling to get results against teams on your level, in all honesty, we might just be seeing one of the shortest managerial stays in the Premier League, because as it's going, the fans are coming out for him. In fact, the fans are saying it basically that this is more or less like a David Moyes 2.0. Although, to me, if you ask me, Moyes did a better job compared to what Lopetegui is doing. Although the fans were not actually, they were not ready to actually be patient for it. For Brentford, I would say Thomas Frank, as usual, we know what he can do, and once again, he's still doing it. Even with limited resources, he's still getting results. And it's just a matter of time before this guy actually moves to a bigger side. And just imagine what he will do if he goes to a bigger side. I think he's just proving that, yes, he actually is here to actually stay in the Premier League. Look at it. We're talking about 4 seasons now for Brentford in the Premier League. And they don't even look like they're going to even be disturbed with relegation whatsoever. So, good results. Well, points well deserved for either side, basically. I don't think anyone actually wanted to get all 3 in this game. So, perfect result for both sides.
All right. That's for West Ham. Lopetegui on a thin line. Thin eyes there. Let's talk about this game. There's one guy.
Okay. All right.
That guy always do like this.
Ice cold Palmer. He's not disturbed. He's not worried. You know the thing about Palmer is this. Why I love this guy is this. Yeah. If you looked at this game, I'm going to look at all the 4 goals. There is no way you can actually describe a perfect way of finishing. He had a free kick, which was ferocious, honestly. There was nothing that keeper would do. It was on point. He had a penalty. And we know Palmer with penalties, he doesn't miss. He had a left-footed strike. He had a left-footed strike. He had a right-footed strike. The only thing missing in this game was a header. That would have been the perfect hat trick. But let's face it, 4 goals in the first half of a Premier League game. It has never happened
Yeah.
before. And just imagine now. I keep on saying this thing. I've always said this thing before, and I'm still going to say it again. Cole Palmer is doing exactly what Chelsea fans need Jackson to do.
To do.
And when you realize the fact that this guy is a midfielder, he is not a
And he's
striker,
doing this way.
and he's outscoring the striker you have in that team.
So the striker
My
is
problem is,
useless.
my issue with Jackson is this: Jackson plays perfectly good in one game. He goes on social media to start to brag about it, and then the next game he goes back to factory setting. He hasn't changed. In that particular game, Jackson had a sitter. In fact, Palmer's second goal was Jackson's ball.
Yeah.
You basically had already been in defender. All you needed to do was put it in, but because of the fact that you lost your balance, you then had to play it back to Palmer, and Palmer definitely, no argument, he buried it. So you begin to ask, do you think it is high time we start moving Palmer to 9? Then move Jackson to midfield. Maybe we understand. Maybe it was a case of mistaken identity, and we start to reshuffle the team again.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the goals by Brighton, I think those goals have Robert Sanchez to actually blame for it, because the first ball was your ball. It was a mistake from you that led to that goal. The second one was also a mistake from you. You failed to coordinate your defense, and basically you gave Baleba the chance to actually hit that ball and empty it. I think for everything Maresca is doing so far, he's doing well when it comes to the midfield. I think the attack is still surplus requirement, but the midfield is actually settling down well, because with Palmer there seems to be a sense of calm. Enzo Fernandez is gradually trying to prove that he actually is what Chelsea need in that midfield. I think he's taking over from Gallagher and he's actually covering up in that midfield. Where my worry still stands is that central defense. Because I personally have said it always that the central defense is still subject to requirements. If they meet a side that knows how to drill their way through the midfield, they will not survive it. It's still playing out, and I just hope they maintain this form, because my major worry is this. October, they've got a bit of friendly set of fixtures, but when it gets to November is where Chelsea tends to struggle. And I'm looking at the fixtures that they have around that November. In fact, before November, they would have played Manchester United. They would have played Liverpool. In fact, Liverpool, I think, is their next game. They would have played Arsenal. So this is the point whereby you start to get fixtures that are going to test your mettle. If Maresca can survive those set of runs, then I might say, okay, yes, maybe he's the one they might actually need to actually get the house in order. But if they don't, we'll come back to this drawing board and we'll still say the same things we've been saying. Transfer choices, whether the right choices or whether the wrong choices, we will know by the end of November.
All right, thank you so much on that, Jeff. As moving on to this one, Everton finally had 3 points over the weekend. Was coming from this guy, McNeil Dwight.
Over. I think it's overdue. He actually had both goals in that game. And it tells you that I think maybe the news you got over the week from the board actually led to that performance and that result, because finally I think we can say that yes, Everton actually have an owner now. The Fedkin Group have decided to buy 94% of the shares of the club. So that means Fahad Moshiri is actually out of the door as we speak. So basically, I think with this new ownership will actually come a change in how the club is being run. Because I personally feel Everton's problem is not exactly on the pitch, because I have seen them play. They actually have performed very, very well. It's just that results have not been on their side. And whenever they get to concede, they tend to lose focus. But I think they were able to exercise those demons and they actually came out for Palace and they got all 3 points. For Palace, okay, I think we won't say we were expecting anything different. I think we've always seen that there were always cracks that needed to be papered out before they will actually get exposed, and this was what actually happened against Everton. I think the Palace team will actually
problem.
They will actually remain where they are. They will just be content with the mid-table finish, which I personally feel like has always been Palace's major challenge. They never strive to actually go for anything higher than 10th, around that region. And I think it's going to be the same thing this season. Everton, well, I actually called that Everton might get relegated. Well, I will not use one result to actually judge. They still have to prove me wrong on that. Right now, they
Yeah,
are 16th on the table.
that's
Yeah.
16 on the table.
That still doesn't mean that they are out. They are still within that region. So there's still a lot of work to do for Sean Dyche. Let's see how it goes.
All right, that's a massive point for Everton there, 2-1, and
Massive 3 points actually for them.
massive
Those are their
3 points.
first win on the board. Yes, first win on the board for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 points also goes to Liverpool against Wolves.
Well, this one was always going to be
That
difficult
makes
for
them,
Wolves.
that makes them to go to the top of the table.
Top of the table, yeah, yeah. And I think the defeat with Brighton, the Brighton's defeat actually means that the only teams with an unbeaten record in the Premier League so far are Arsenal, Manchester City. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, because every other person has dropped points. Every other person has dropped points. So basically, the race is still on. Who is going to keep? Anyway, we obviously know it's very, very difficult this in the Premier League these days to actually go the full season unbeaten. I want to see who has the mettle to actually do what Bayer Leverkusen did last season in the current modern day football. It's going to be difficult.
I don't think that will happen again in EPL.
I don't think it's going to happen in the EPL. In all honesty, I do not think so. I don't think so.
Then go beat you,
Because
Shad.
I know the first thing about the EPL is this: the team that is eventually going to beat you is the team that you do not expect.
It could be the bottom.
It could be the but. I remember when Liverpool were actually going on that run, they were actually on top of the table.
Yeah.
The team that eventually beat Liverpool was Watford. Watford were last. They were last on the table, and Watford beat Liverpool. If it was 1-0, I would have said, okay, narrow escape. They convincingly beat Liverpool. It was 4-0. That was how bad it was. They beat Liverpool massively. But this game, Wolves actually came out with, I think they gave a good account of themselves. But the thing is this: you're playing against a Liverpool side who will always attack. They will always attack. And you cannot keep on playing against a Liverpool side when you go defensively without making sure that your attack actually delivers on the day and you don't expect to get punished. Definitely they got punished on this one. We saw the goal that Liverpool scored. Konate's goal. Obviously, a fine attack by Robertson, which actually gave them the chance, and we saw how it actually led to the goal. Basically, a defender. Funny enough, it was actually a case of defenders because Wolves' equalizer was also gotten to by a defender as well too. When at Norwich, yeah. But I think the defining point in that game was actually going to go for like a game we might say both sides were going to share the spoils until that defining moment that actually led to the penalty which Mohamed Salah actually converted. That was what actually was the difference in that game, and that was what was enough for Liverpool to get all 3 points. For Wolves, I would say Gary O'Neill. Well, he has a very hard task in front of him. He has to find a way to make sure that his striker. He has to find a way to make exactly. They have 1 point. They are sitting bottom of the table at the moment. Yeah. He has to find a way to make sure his strikers get to deliver. Because the truth is this: we already know one thing is certain. Wolves will concede. The defense line is not strong at all. They will definitely concede goals. Now, you need to show up that deficiency you have at the back by making sure you have an advantage up front, which is a case whereby you can find a way to get goals in on the other side. The fact that they are failing to do it at the moment is the major reason why they are currently at the table, on the position they are in the table. That's where they are having the challenge. Because look at it, they have the same number of points as Southampton, but Southampton is ahead based on the number of goals scored. Wolves are scoring goals. That is where they are having a problem. So I think he has to find a way to fix that deficiency. If not, we already know the Premier League storyline. If you're bottom of the table by December, it only takes grace for you to escape. You're going down. Exactly.
Absolutely. Moving on to this one, please, people, smash the like on the video. If you're watching this video right now, we are live, and it is what it is. Liverpool reclaimed the top as Salah penalty beat Wolves. That's that. And
top of the table at the moment. No.
We actually talk about this, and it was going to be, but
I
don't know how Forest. I mean,
Forest
you have
scored. Forest scored. That was just it. I think this was a game whereby you expected Forest to deliver and they
deliver.
failed.
They
Yes,
failed.
they failed. They failed basically. I think for every I think Nuno's side, Nuno Espirito Santo, as for games whereby he does the impossible, whereby they actually got to get a clean sheet, then you now expect them to improve personally, and the next thing that happens is somehow they don't do it. This one, well, you just had to take one man to actually get the goal, and no surprise, it was actually Raul Jimenez because I think he was the difference maker in this game. The
Yes.
chance he had, he just made use of it, and he got the 3 points for
For the
Fulham.
3 points.
For Forest, I think another home defeat. This is becoming a major challenge for Forest lately because I think what I've been seeing with Forest is the fact that Forest tends to do well away from home so far in the season. They're doing
Yeah.
well away from home. Their major concern is actually getting results at home. It's a concern that they have to actually sort out because the truth is this: if not for anything, for the sake of the owner of the club, Gaffanakis is known to be a no nonsense owner. He can basically, you see what he's been doing to the squad. He is not afraid to shuffle the entire team if he wants to. In this case, the person I'm scared of the most is Nuno because I know this guy. This guy will not hesitate. If the results start going downwards from this point, he will not hesitate to kick Nuno out. For Fulham, well, good results. It has taken them to among. I think they are currently on the top 6 of the table.
They're
They
number
are
6
actually, yeah, they're
on the
number
table.
6 on the table.
Can you
It's
imagine?
anyway.
What?
I'm not surprised. Fulham will drop. It's just a matter of time because the thing is this: whenever Fulham tend to go on that losing streak, it's a
Um, uh,
streak for one reason. It goes, it
you're
goes
right.
exactly. And I guess for now, let them make use of the advantage that they have for now until that time comes. Yeah.
You're right. All right, moving on to this one. People, smash the like on the video for this one. We're going to talk about this. Aston Villa dropped 2 points against Ipswich. And you may mention about Ipswich are getting better. Their style of play. It's just incredible. Incredible.
You know what City would wish for right now.
Mm,
Man City will wish that they had Liam Delap in that
that
squad.
that guy is good.
I kid. You see, when I was picking my FPL team,
That guy is good.
I
I go
knew
change.
I was going to have
I have
to.
to pick that
I knew
guy
I
up.
was going to. I knew I was going to actually have to get to a point whereby I will need someone who is not on the expensive side, but will deliver points for me.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it straight up. Match day one, I got in Delapin. I just left him on the bench. Isak had
Wow.
an injury, so he didn't play. So I brought him into the starting level. I just left him and Watkins up front, and no surprises. I got rewarded for that choice. I think
Mm,
this young man is a young man that you have to put your eyes out on him because the truth is this: he is going to keep on improving.
yeah.
And sad news for Ipswich, if they finally find a way to stay in the Premier League, or even if they relegate, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to actually keep this young man because this young man,
It's
you
fantastic.
need to just see, you need to look at that second goal. That second goal basically summarizes it. He took on Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa is actually a full-fledged international for England. And it was the move, the shimmy to the left and then
Let
bringing it back, and that was
back.
it. That
I
was
love
it.
it.
He created the space. I think Emi Martinez. We've not known Martinez to concede goals, but lately Martinez is conceding goals, and
Foolish
some of
goals.
these goals are goals that can be avoidable. The
Yeah.
first one,
The
he
first
needed
one.
to put a strong he
Just
needed to
strong
put a
hand.
strong hand on that ball to stop it, and he just somehow let loose, and that was it.
I've
The
removed the
second
captain.
one, he wasn't in my team in the first place.
I
No,
already know.
I think I went safe for keepers this time. I didn't even have Vaya. I don't even have Vaya on my squad. I actually have two other
Ederson.
keepers who are actually I'm working on saves. I don't even have Ederson. I actually have Mark Flecken. I have Flecken
Eh.
and I have Johnston in my goal. Yes. I have
Are you
Flecken and
serious?
Johnston. And yeah, I actually this time I'm not looking at clean sheets. I'm looking at saves. That's the strategy I'm actually going for this season. I'm looking at saves, and these guys have saves in abundance. So I'm good on that aspect. But Ipswich, I think we need to put out, apart from Delap, we also need to put our focus on one other player in that team. Um, Calvin Phillips. Personally, I'll be honest with you. The issues Calvin Phillips is facing right now, I'm going to leave on the doorstep of just one person, and that is Pep. Pep did not need this guy. So why did you sign him? Why did you sign him? Because the truth is this. That 2 year stint he had at City took away all the confidence we saw in a player who we saw outperform week in, week out at Leeds United. It's as if you just bought the young man and you eroded all the confidence in him. He's getting it gradually, but the thing is this. This is what I'm going to advise the Ipswich manager, McKenna. Keep on using him. Keep on allowing him to play. Keep on giving him chances. All I feel he needs is just continuous play. He will gradually get his confidence back. And when he gets his confidence back, I can assure you one thing. We are going to see the player who lit up Leeds United again. Another shout out has to go to Ogbene. We thought Ogbene with Luton, we thought it was just like, okay, one season wonder, he's done it with Luton, this is like a new side, but I'm not surprised that young man is actually pulling straws at Ipswich, and I guess we might be seeing Ipswich causing a whole lot of upsets. Special mention to Watkins. Watkins, as usual, we know he's going to deliver. I think this is one game that finally we didn't see the Durant magic. He didn't play this game. We didn't play at all. It didn't show up. But anyway, we understand that yes, fixture congestions will always come. They have the Champions League this week. They have to manage players. Naemi will do what he has to do. But personally, for me, I think he will feel this is 2 points dropped because I think he wanted to go out for all 3 points, but Ipswich had other plans in this game. So 2-2 draw. Anyway, we suspected it might happen. It happened. Yeah,
it happens. Yeah, actually, if Aston Villa would have won that game, they would have been.
They would have gone on top of the table. They have gone on top of the table.
Liverpool.
Yeah, true. Yep.
I was so.
Another perfect record has also dropped. Anyway, they've already dropped points already this season, so it was gonna happen. Sure, it's happening, right. But no one actually expected them to draw against Ipswich.
Yeah. Now we are going to talk about this.
The points of this game.
Yeah, I didn't see. Wait, Jeffers, hold on.
Okay. Because I'm going to refer you to Friday.
Yeah,
I saw it coming.
Oh, for real?
Yes, I saw it coming. I mentioned it.
For me, I didn't see it coming. I can't just believe it because I thought, oh, this.
I mentioned it
because I've seen sports is not a big thing. They're not a big deal. But I just find out this could be a chance. We are playing at home. You know, all the players who know. We have to go for all this. You know, these are things that brought into contention that we are going to win this game. You know?
Let me point out where I told you I saw this coming.
You tell me.
Who is the fastest player in the Premier League?
That guy, Van de Ven.
Mickey Van de Ven. Look at that first goal. That was a perfect summary of how fast United have been. Not how fast it's been. The truth is this. We've seen Tottenham against Newcastle this season. We've seen Tottenham against Arsenal this season. We've seen Tottenham play against sides whereby they are completely struggling. And you know, Postecoglou is a manager who has this pattern of being on his speed, definitely. You know, he has this pattern of being a full attacking side. He likes to attack. The one thing you do not do is to have fullbacks who forget their roles in that game. If you notice one thing with the first goal, it was totally the wrong set of times for United to concede both the first and the second goal. At the start of the halves, it was totally unacceptable. The first goal was a counter. United had a chance. They missed it. They lost the ball. They recovered it back. Lost it again. Recovered it. Where you could summarize that game was that pass that was to go to Garnacho. How come Dalo forgot to hold Van de Ven and you let him get that ball and he was on a free roll? No one could actually notice that this guy was actually moving. No one could bring it down.
The
They
leads.
let him go straight, and when he got down to that side, one thing again too, zonal marking in the defense, it is still opening United up. Everyone focused on Solanke, and they left Johnson free on the
Free.
other end. He was free. It was just one end result. That was a goal. Another thing, to me personally, that red card, first of all, although it was a slip, it was stupid from Bruno Fernandes because you had already slipped. The fact that you allowed your boots to go that high means you had a cynical intention for that
Intention.
player, and it was justified. There was no argument about it. It was a straight red. But what got me angry in this game was the next move Ten Hag made.
You tell me.
You had Manuel Ugarte in midfield. Ugarte, up to that point, in all honesty, Ugarte was not in that game at all.
At all.
He wasn't. He wasn't at all. What would Ten Hag do next was what baffled me. You had a Kobe Meno who will always stand in defense and will also contribute to attack. You took the young man off and you brought in Mason Mount, who to me personally is still yet to justify his inclusion. What happened to Ahmad on the bench? This is one question we're still asking. Every time we've seen Ahmad play this season, he has performed well. The 2 games you chose not to use this young man, you lost scandalously. If at this point Erik Ten Hag doesn't realize the fact that United's problem starts with him, then I think it starts with him. Because what I'm seeing is this. I am seeing 2 things. I'm seeing a manager who is still not certain of his best set of lineup to go and prosecute games. I'm also seeing a manager who doesn't seem to have firm control of his dressing room. And these are 2 things that actually lead to a recipe for disaster. We said this thing initially at the beginning of the season. We do not see this guy completing the season. Right now, he is justifying that reason. I will give you certain statistics. The total number of games United have lost by 3 goals in Fergie's entire stay at United. Erik Ten Hag has beaten that record in way less games. United have conceded 3 goals plus in over 40-something matches. That is a terrible record. At Old Trafford this season, United has scored only 3 goals. This is bad. This is bad. United cannot be playing 2 consecutive games at Old Trafford and they concede 3 goals. In fact,
now, if I want to ask you now, if I want to ask you, Jeffers, now, according to the story, we had the news this morning, the INEOS
it's been given
a
vote of confidence. Yeah.
So, what's your take on this?
Personally, I think it's them just delaying the inevitable. And they're only making matters worse. Because the truth is this. Let's face reality. United's next 2 games, the 2 games they've given him, are against FC Porto, away. And they are playing Aston Villa. Based on current form, United will not get a result in both games. That is what I'm scared of. I know I want to stay safe on this one because of the fact that FC Porto are a side that on certain days United will get a result against them. That's FC Porto for you. The other game I'm actually concerned of is the game against Aston Villa, because the truth is this: United seem to always have this way to get Aston Villa. And I'll be honest with you,
a good record.
I will not be surprised if it repeats itself next weekend. United might actually take out 3 points against Villa. Yes, that's Villa for you. Villa seem to just forget how to play when they come to play United. I won't be surprised. But the thing is this is my problem with Ten Hag. He gives you a fantastic performance for these 2 games. You will say all is well. Then the next game we go back to factory setting. That's my worry. Now he's going to be without Bruno Fernandes for at least one of those games, which is Aston Villa. How will United be creative when the main engine of creativity is absent? That's a concern. Which is why, for me personally, if I were in Ten Hag's shoes, I would just want to show up that midfield by playing two defensive midfielders. Then I'll go on wing play. Wing play is what we've known United to succeed in. United have the wingers. Let them start to be used. Let them function. I think this is one of the other reasons why I said it was a very, very funny decision to actually let Scott McTominay leave. Because we are now seeing that there is a big hole. A hole that looks exactly like him. Because we're looking at what McTominay is doing in Napoli currently now. And we are saying this thing that this is what United always had, that whenever there was always a situation whereby there was no other option, you bring in McTominay, he finds a way to show up that midfield. Now he's not there. The cracks are beginning to look very, very open. What will United do at this point is a worry, is a concern. And I think if Ten Hag doesn't start providing solutions at this point, it might not last the next 3 weeks.
I tell you, it might not actually. There's a league table. Still, what do you think about this league table right now? Because the title is still on. I mean, it's open.
The title race is on. It's very open. Yes, it's looking like
it's so close.
It's looking currently now. It's looking like a 4-man title race, because right now we're looking at Liverpool, who we know are always going to be contenders. We're looking at Man City, who, despite the fact that they don't have Rodri and for now De Bruyne, are still bookies' favorites to actually win the title. You have Arsenal, who always challenge, and right now it looks like Arsenal are ready to go all the while for it, because I think they've been able to take the major concern they have and they've been able to turn it into an advantage.
Yeah,
we've always stated that yes, what Arsenal lacks is just somebody to basically escort that ball into the net. But what Mikel Arteta has been able to do is this: he has created an avenue whereby the goals don't come from just one person. It comes from the team. It comes from the team. And that is going to be his major advantage moving forward to the end of the season. Because of the fact that when one person looks to be down, it's very, very funny when we keep on saying this, that Arsenal's top scorer, season in, season out, is anyone except the person who wears the number 9 shirt. That's how interesting it has been.
Yeah.
Because basically, they found a way to succeed without the 9. It's still going to work for them going on. Coming down to who is there too? Chelsea. Chelsea also looks like they will pull feathers, but personally, I still feel that Chelsea will still be undone. It's just going to take time, but they will still get undone. And when they get undone, we then see that yes, Enzo still has a lot of work to do with that side. They are getting there, but they are not there yet. For Aston Villa, on our Emery's side, Emery's side will always prove to be a dark horse, but the thing is, there will always be games whereby they will actually fall short, and those are the games that actually differentiates them from being contenders for the title. Basically, the top side is looking okay. At the bottom, well,
it's also
still looking. It's still looking like it's going to be a very, very long one for at least 5 club sides, definitely. So it's just a case of
how many clubs? Like West Ham, Ipswich, Everton, Leicester, all of them.
That's 6 clubs. They are still on 1 point. And if at this point, if you're still talking about 1 point at match day 6, you know obviously there's a lot of problem coming up front. You should at least start creating gaps, because if not, everyone is leaving you behind. And when everybody starts to leave you behind, it becomes a problem for you. So to me, it's still open. I personally will not say anything about the table until December. Then we can actually sit back. After December, we'll sit back and analyze. First half is gone. What's going to come up from the second half? Yeah.
All right.
So it's still open.
It's all right. I just want to bring this to our viewers about this ISTV Team of the Week. Jeff, this is the first time we'll be doing this. No doubt about it.
Sure.
Let's do this.
Okay. My team is quite controversial. My team is very controversial, but anyway, every team of the week is always going to be controversial. But
all right, let's start. The best goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper for me this weekend
Yeah.
it has to be no other person but Hermansen, definitely for Leicester City. Because
Leicester
even though you were on the losing side, you
the guy
had a
saved
man of the match performance. He was
fantastic.
the difference between it just being 4 goals and a whitewash, because the truth was, at that second half, if it was any other goalie, it would have been terrible for Leicester
I
City.
tell you.
But he kept on giving man of the match save after save after save after save. I mean, we're talking about 13 saves. It's not an easy feat. Honestly. It was actually a standout performance, and I'll say he was just unlucky that he had to end up on the losing side. For me, he's my goalkeeper of the week. Yeah.
All right, that's one there. Going to number 2, that's the right back. Who are you
The
going?
right back, for me, I picked James Justin of Leicester City.
Of Leicester City. That really?
Yep. Yes. Why? I mean, I don't need to have any reason to give, but except for the fact that when you are having a defender score 2 goals, one of them a world-class volley, then what else we need to say? I think it kind of like summarizes the fact that, okay, this guy not only can defend, but can also attack as well too. I remember there used to be a time when Leicester City had a Ricardo Pereira. You knew what he could do on the flanks as well too. So not having Pereira now and having this guy actually step up. I remember the fact that this young man was in the same set with Wesley Fofana of Chelsea. And we've now seen the progress he has been able to make, and we're still trying to find out whether Fofana is actually still first choice for Chelsea or not. I think it tells you basically a whole lot about what he can actually bring to the game. So for me, he is my 2. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the 4 and 5.
The 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For me, I have Mickey van der Ven, and I also have Ibrahima Konate of Liverpool. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Those are my center defenders. Yes.
That's what
Those are my defenders. Yeah.
All right, number 3. That's the left back. Will be.
I went for Anthony Robinson of Fulham.
Yeah, I actually played so well.
I went for Robinson of Fulham. I think he had a great performance, a very commanding performance, and considering the fact that he was able to find a way to actually stifle Elanga on the flanks. That was very, very interesting. Elanga, who we knew was basically running defenders ragged, especially we saw what he did against Liverpool. But in this game, he was kept quiet for most of the game. I think that tells you that it required a standard performance, and I guess that's the major reason why he's on the squad for me.
All right, moving on to the let's talk about the 8 and 6. What do you want to go for?
My 8 and 6. I think I have just one person in midfield for me. In defensive, I have one person. Yes, who I picked was Wilfred Ndidi.
Wilfred,
yeah,
nice one.
Has proven that even though the Leicester City side is not good enough, he has proven that he's actually a standout player. I mean, when you look at the fact that both goals Ndidi actually created were not even from center; they were from the side. I have to tell you that he has kind of incorporated the ability to have even create chances even from the flanks, and I think it was a standout performance for me, and I think Ndidi is actually bringing in more things into his game. He's now looking at the attack-sided part of the game, and actually, when you look at the fact that Ndidi has actually assisted over half of Leicester City's goals in the Premier League this season. That tells you that this man is actually a key and integral player of this team. Because just imagine the Leicester City side without Ndidi in midfield. Honestly, you have a free run at the defense, and I think that's basically why he's on my team of the week.
All right.
Then when you come to the other side in the midfield, okay. My number 8 for me. Cole Palmer. No, I give it. Cole Palmer has it for me. Yes, Cole Palmer has it for me. I mean, it is not every day you see a midfielder be a star player doing the job of a striker. And now when you have a midfielder that actually scores 4 goals in the first half, can any performance actually outbeat that one? None, honestly. So for me, Cole Palmer is my 8. Yes.
All right. Moving on to the number 10 and 7. Who are you putting?
10 and 7. Well, I think I'm shuffling mine in this case. I have Palmer as 8, and I'm looking at my 7 and 11 for this one. Okay. Because I'm actually taking a 4. My formation is actually a 4-1-3-2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
4-1-3.
So for me, on both flanks, I actually have Dwight McNeil.
Yeah,
On this side, for Everton, star performance, not only proving to be the bright spark in an Everton side over the season so far, it's proving to be that bright spark in Everton's wings. He's been creating chances, and now not only is he creating chances, he's also taking them when the opportunity comes. And we actually saw a good performance of that on Saturday against Crystal Palace. Then on the other side, naturally I would have had Martinelli on the side, but one person made me decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to switch it up. And that is Leandro Trossard.
Wow.
Yeah,
he came on, and
this is the reason why.
He played from Trossard the beginning. He played 90 minutes.
Started the game. Yes, he started the game. You know, basically he's playing more or less like a rotational position, because of that. Sometimes he can drop down to 10.
Yes.
Sometimes he could play as a false 9. Sometimes he could go on the flanks as well too. So it's just basically the fact that he has a hybrid pattern of play in the formation currently, and the fact that he is doing that and is still able to deliver. That's actually what is interesting. He had 2 goals in that game, although the second was actually counted as an own goal. But you could tell that this guy is actually proving that, yes, the reason why Jesus is actually on the bench is not even because of the fact that he's not even scoring. It's the fact that this guy is actually doing the job that he's meant to do, and he's doing it very well, and also taking other duties and also adding it to his repertoire of skills. And I think that's the major reason why he's on my team list as well too.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the top 9.
Okay, my top 9.
Yeah.
Well, it's Oli Watkins. No argument.
Yep,
it's Oli Watkins. Right. Yes.
Right.
Watkins is still proving that he's still consistent when it comes to finishing. He's still proving that he's still consistent when it comes to getting goals. And no surprises, he's in my team of the list for the week. Yeah.
All right. This is how far we can go, guys. I want to say thank you so much, Jeffers.
Or you want to still have one more player there. Yeah, there's still one more player.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. And that player, no arguments, no doubts, no questions, has to be Liam Delap. Definitely, he completes that track for me. So I think this is a young man who is proving that he is capable of doing it, and I think he's actually proving that yes, he's doing it and he's delivering for his team. Even though it might be a lower side, but yes, he's showing that he actually has the ability to take them to escape relegation, if not for anything else. So that's me for me. Watkins and Delap up front for me, I think. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeffers. It's been a fantastic.
Appreciate that.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, people. This is how far we can go tonight. Please smash the like on the video. Subscribe to our channel if you're watching this for the first time. And please, it's going to be a massive another week for Manchester United coming up this weekend. We're still going to hang in there. Let's see how this man is going to turn it up. But for me, no more hope. On that note, I want to say thank you. Bye for now.